what I want to talk about today, building with discipline and pushing past perceived boundaries. And I think that's one of the biggest things. But not just that, it's building it upon the foundation of the Word of God, using the sword of the Spirit, proclaiming the Word of God while you're doing this. And one of the major things for me has been offering all areas of my life to God, saying every area is yours, nothing is off bounds. So let now the most obvious thing is that He is brilliant, and his wisdom and his ability to integrate life and transform life is like no other. So I love to exercise. I love to go to gym. And the main thing that he's done now is he's using that within the context of building discipline, but also building concentration within my life. Now, how would he do that? Lately, this verse has been coming to mind. 1 Corinthians 9:27. But I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified. And when a verse comes to mind, it's like God says to me, this is the verse that I want to say to you. And it's like, but what do you mean? And there's an expounding of the Word of God. So I really asked him and I searched him, like, what do you want me to do? Now, over the last 4 years, there have been foundations that have been built that God has used within the gym to get me to the point where I am now. And I think that's the most important thing. It just didn't happen overnight, but he took years and years and years of building a foundation. But to push past boundaries, to really push past what your perception is, and for him to renew your mind, you have to trust him. And for me, the foundation with everything has to be the Word of God. Now, pushing past boundaries, you can use caffeine, you can use music, you can push past something and really use an external force. But for me, it's an internal struggle that I'm like, God, I want to be able to have a fortified mind, a fortress of my mind, that where you will work completely and utterly, and it's like there's a movement that if anything happens, I don't need any external stimuli. All I need is the Word of God to proclaim it. And I know that I'll be justified within my faith. But it's about trusting Him and asking Him and seeking and knocking. And with God, when He does something, it's not just one little thing. It will have various, it will touch various parts of your life. And as I was at gym, and I was doing kettlebell swings, and the main thing for me is that when I begin to become aware of when I'm like, you know what, you're tired, stop, it's fine. I become very aware of that. So I've been using the Word of God. I'm saying, no, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it's like, no, you will give me strength, God. I'm praying and I'm saying to God, you will give me strength. And I'm using this as a basis that it's not just for gym. It'll feed into every area or part of your life. Because when it comes to neuroscience, your brain fires and it wires in a certain way. So if you begin to use that strength that you took from gym to push past other areas of your life, that's what happens now. Like now, I was feeling lazy, I was feeling tired, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to film this video, I didn't want to do anything. But I said, no, I am going to do this right now. And that mentality happens when you build it within the gym, when you build it with whatever you are doing, to say, no, I will do this now. So we're not willy-nilly and at the whims of how we feel, but it's no, I will do this now. And as I was doing these kettlebell swings, I was at 15 and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm tired. I really want to stop now. And that was the cue, like, yes, this is the time. And as I was doing that, it was this case of I pushed and I pushed and I said, no, you will give me strength. You will give me strength. I will keep pushing because there is a purpose. The cross says that we must suffer. And I pushed past and I ended up doing double. I went up to 30. And for me, that's a major, major accomplishment. From not being able to push myself to like really, really saying, no, I will do this. And it has given me hope. It has given me faith to say, if I can do it within the gym, why can't I do it anywhere else? And I'm using those verses that are being ingrained and being given power now within my life. And I'm learning what it means to lean on God's strength, to lean on His understanding. Because to me, it's like, how would that work? But now I'm trusting Him. And I'm saying, you know what? I don't know. You are the one that will lead me. You will guide me. And I think that's the biggest thing. But also being wise. Now, as I'm building within the mind and fortifying the mind, you have to supplement, you have to sleep. Sleep is one of the most vital things because it then solidifies exactly what you've been learning and everything that has happened. Now, what neuroscience says is that as you sleep, what you've done in the last month, like it keeps solidifying and solidifying and solidifying. Over the course of a month, what you've done on one day keeps going throughout the month, and sometimes even longer. But the thing is that you need to take that stand to say, I'm tired of not pushing past my perceived boundaries, and I want to push into what God knows that my limits are. But like with everything, ask, seek, knock. Right now, this is an area that God is highlighting because in the past, I've been very, very emotional based, and I don't feel like doing this, I don't feel like doing that. But now it's a case of, no, I need you to work when I tell you to work, and push past and really, really push. Not half-hearted, but thorough pushing. And I really hope that this has helped you. Thank you.